Hello, it's time for the One Sketch Challenge. Obviously this is May's One Sketch Challenge. It's hosted by Lisa over at Crafting Diva. All the people taking part will be listed in the description box below. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I'm going to go with the theme of mermaid. I've taken part in various challenges during May that are all themed around mermaids. So I've dug out my papers. I've got this card blank because it's got the scalloped edge and it makes me think of seashells. And I've picked out two images. Now these have just recently come out. They've been released by the Whimsical Art Witch. They are on her Patreon, so I will leave a link to that as well. My papers, so this one, absolutely gorgeous. I love this. It's beautiful on the other side as well, but it's not unfortunately going to work for my card because of the layout that I need, but stunning. So it will stay in my stash for a little bit longer. In fact, it's been there years already because it was from our local craft shop, which is no longer there, sadly. Again, these two were from the same place. And I love this vintage style. It is one of my favourites, and again, beautiful on the other side, but I don't really think it's going to work for that one because I don't really want to sort of cut it up because I'm not sure that it will just work with the sketch that we've got. Also, I don't really want to go for that vintagey look this time round. So I have got these 4 papers left. I think this is my entire supply of nautical themed papers, so I was quite surprised, but I'm just trying to get through my papers, so I will not be buying any more papers even if they are nautical themed, just because I don't have many. These I think were from a pad either from the range or from B&M, and they were all this style with the craft cards and then the embossed shiny, I don't know what you call that, but anyway, yeah, that you can see it's got the shine on it. And then we've got 2 pages here which are just in the black and white. I think this one would actually be quite nice to colour up using pencils. I do like colouring on craft card with pencils. I'm still thinking that this might work, but I will show you the sketch and you'll see why maybe I'm having a little bit of indecision. So this is the sketch. The light's not playing very nicely, but you could get the rough idea. So I need 3 different sets of papers plus my image, which I've already cut as a round. Again, I've used a scalloped die because I wanted it to tone in with my card. So now I just need to decide on my papers. I've decided which way I'm going to go with this. So obviously my card, I'll be leaving a slight border around the edge. It does show that on the sketch, and obviously I want to show off this scallop. I'm going to use that as my first layer. Then I will be putting this across, and then this, rather than having it that way, I'm going to have it going down so it can follow this one that's behind the image, and then I will obviously have one of my images. So I've decided on the order of my paper. I'm going to go with this one in the background because it's got the bigger image on it, and then this one lends itself to going along the front there. And this one can go down the front as I'd already decided. And then one of my images, I still can't decide which one to use. So I might colour them both up. But what I am going to do is go around the edges of them in a blue. So I might use the VersaFine Clair Warm Breeze or the Distress Oxide in the Mermaid Lagoon, which seems appropriate. But they are quite different colours, so you can see that that one is quite a light blue really compared to this one. And I'm going to test them out on some scrap paper first. I've got a piece of scrap craft card because obviously I want to make sure that it's the same, so I get the same colour. I've got the Mermaid Lagoon first. And then I've got to use a new brush because I haven't got one of this, and unfortunately it's got to be pink because I only have pink ones left. So, and I prefer it when the brush colour roughly matches the ink, just because it makes them easier to grab, but it will be labelled up, so that's just me being a bit fussy. Okay, so this is definitely a lot darker than the Distress in the Mermaid Lagoon. and it looks a bit green actually, so I think we'll go with the Mermaid Lagoon because it's a lot bluer than the other one. And I don't think, I have got Salty Ocean, so I could give that one a go as well. I don't think Broken China will go, but I will give the Salty Ocean a go. Here's the Salty Ocean. I'll just put the lid back on that. And I've got my Salty Ocean brush. That's definitely darker than the Mermaid Lagoon. It's still lighter than the Warm Breeze. So I think either of them will go, but actually I think I might go with the Salty Ocean as that's slightly darker. I've coloured everything, including the images, with the Salty Ocean. I still can't decide which image to use, so I'll probably colour them both. I did start to colour both of them, but I don't actually like what I've done with this one, so I'm not going to use that, and I have used this one. I will probably put a sentiment on it, but I'll probably wait until I've decided what it's for, who it's going to. But I'm quite happy with that, and I think it's a really nice layout actually, and you could repeat that lots of times really simply and use up your papers. So it's definitely one I'll be using again. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave me a thumbs up and a comment, and also hop over to see what all the other lovely people have made, and until next time, cheerio.